So, for all the viewers, Harshit will now take you all through how Empower works, what are the loan options available, what's the eligibility criteria, how to get the best APR. In fact, for some of you, even what is APR, and much more. So, during the talk, if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat box and we'll take them up at the end. And most importantly, we'll also be sharing an attendance form in the end. So once you fill out the attendance form, you will be eligible for a flat $200 cashback on your study abroad loans from Empower, and also, $1,500 worth application fee waivers at your disposal. So make sure you stay till the end and fill out the forms, because if you don't fill the form, then you'll miss out. And yeah, that's about it. Over to you, Harshit.
All right, thanks. I have prepared a presentation for the audience. I'll just try to share my screen and then we can kickstart the session mostly. Let me know, Sadhna, if my screen is visible. Is my screen visible to the audience? I think I lost it.
I was able to see your screen for a bit though. Maybe you can refresh and try sharing it again.
Okay. Is it working now? All right. I think the screen is visible and I'll move forward. So yes, what we do as a company, what is our mission? We at Empower Financing, we are a social benefit company, and this company was started by. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Harshit, go on, go on. We can see the screen. We can listen to you.
So we are a social benefit company, and the craziest part is that this company was started by international students for international students. So there were two co-founders went from their home country to the US and came across to so many challenges in their entire educational journey. Like the culture was different in the US, the education uh, culture was different, even the lifestyle is totally different. Even students may look for placements through the networking possibilities or attending job fairs, etc. So curating all these challenges into a single piece, and hence we enable high promise global citizens to further their academic and financial aspirations, because we believe that socio-economic mobility should be borderless. Since we see talent from every part of the globe now, so why not financing should have an access to, like, financing shouldn't be a barrier for anyone to think about studying abroad. Basically, let's say if I'm a student and I do not have enough financing to fund my own education, so I may drop my plans with respect to the funding barriers. But now, when we say that Empower is in there and supporting global citizens out there, so there shouldn't be anyone who should drop their plans because of lack of financing options out there. So it's quite important to understand that people are global. We find people in every part of the world, but we cannot take our credit score or credit history to that particular country. So let's say if I am an Indian, I cannot take my CIBIL score to the US or Canada or maybe different country to have a loan from their local banks there. So generally, US and Canadian banks, they require credit scores, local credit scores of their country to provide you loans. And if you look for Indian banks and NBFCs, they mostly require a collateral or a cosigner. Cosigner as in a guarantor, maybe your parent, mother, father, or your blood relative like sister or anyone else, to back up your actual loan application. So Empower comes in and we are eliminating these barriers completely from a student educational journey abroad. So we don't require any collateral, we don't require any guarantor. We are investing in students' potential in their future with respect to, like, how much money they can make post their graduation. So our loans are totally based on future potential of the students, not the potential of their parents or the property. So that's the best part, wherein the students who are dropping the plans, like after getting a selected selection in a top university in the US or Canada, and thinking that I cannot afford this education, now they can. they have an access to get the financing options from Empower. So yeah, we have processed over 4 to 4.5 billions, like around 5 billions in loan applications to date now for the students across the world. And we provide financing options to the schools which are present in US and Canada. So we work with mostly all top universities. There are close to 430 universities in the US and Canada now, to which a student can apply and get financing done for their education. And irrespective of the country, which country they're coming from, we support Indians, we support Pakistani, Nepali, Nigeria, Ghana, Bangladesh, you name the country, we are there to help students out to get the financing options done. Also, we were rated number one by US News and Nerd Wallet in the North American region when it comes to no collaterals and no cosigner loans since 2019. So it's been 5 years that we are number one in North American region, and now we are helping students across the globe so that everybody should have an access towards financing, and Empower can fund as many students as we can to support our mission and to support as many students as we can.
That's quite a legacy. 5 years.
Yeah, that's you're right about it. So we started this company in 2014, and we're quite happy that we are getting tremendous feedbacks from across the globe with respect to the financing options that we provide. So Sadhna well mentioned that you initially mentioned that Empower is not only about the loan product. There are multiple services that we provide to our students. So that's right. So the screen which you are looking at is quite bit about the loan product what we offer, but Empower is not the lender. You cannot call Empower as a lender. We are a company who is making life easier for the student who are traveling to the US and Canada for their education. So we offer a lifetime loan limit of $100,000, which covers, I think, every part of your expense, be it housing, meals, books, and housing. It can be on campus, off campus, uh, whatever expenses that you need. We will be more than happy to cover that. And your lifetime loan limit will be $100,000, which is close to 83 lakhs in Indian currency for the local audience of India. Uh, we provide $50,000 per semester. So let's say if my course is of 2 years, I can take up to $100,000 from Empower. Or let's say if I want funding for only one semester, I can take up to $50,000. We have a quite innovative repayment option that we provide to our students, wherein we provide fixed 10-year principal repayment period, which starts post 6 months of completing the graduation. So, as in, let's say if I'm completing my graduation today, I'll start doing paying my EMIs after 6 months from today. So that's the best part. But Empower is always there to support me. So when I'm studying, till the time I'm my moratorium period is going on, I will be doing some small simple interest payments while studying in school. So these interest payments will be applicable only on the disbursed amount. So let's say if I'm taking a disbursal of $10,000, I'll pay interest on $10,000 only, unlike Indian lenders wherein they charge uh, interest on the entire amount, or if they're not charging interest while I'm studying, but they are adding that interest on my principal amount. So Empower helps you to get rid of compounding. One, also by doing interest payments, you get a chance to build your credit history in the US, which is quite important. I'll try to discuss this more in the upcoming slides, how US history can change your life in the US. US credit history, I meant to say. Also, students have an option to close the loan anytime they want, and it's a very easy process. We generally take 15 minutes of the students time to complete the application process. It's entire digital with minimal documentation to go about, since we don't require any property, any parents information. Our application only revolves around the student. Also, we cover any deposits if the students have paid in past 6 months of taking the enrollment. That can also be covered. So this is a bit about a loan product. Guys, you can make some notes of it. If you have any doubts, you can write it down on pen and paper. And once this presentation is over, we can discuss on the chat box with respect to your queries.
Harshit, maybe you could make the presentation full screen.
Is it not full screen?
No.
How do I do that? I am looking at my screen and the full 19.6 aspect ratio only.
Okay. Maybe you can click on Start Slideshow and then pause it.
Yeah, I would do that. Thanks for this feedback. Is the screen visible on the full image, full screen now? Or still it's
Yeah, it's full screen now.
great. So as I said, guys, Empower is not the lender. We are making your life easier in the abroad, in the country which you are traveling to, either US or Canada maybe. So on your approval, you get visa support letter for I-20s and funding proof documents for your visa applications for free. We don't charge anything for these letters. Unlike other Indian lenders or international lenders, you might need to pay some amount to get the letters to get the I-20 and funding proofs to support your funding documents in front of your visa consulate officers. So Empower is the savior here. We don't require any, we don't actually charge anything for these letters. We give these letters absolutely free of cost. We do the disbursements directly to the university, saving a lot of money on forex. And also you need not to bother about the deadlines of the fee payment. Empower will take that upon your behalf. We'll speak to the university, we'll take the deadlines and will disburse the amount to the university, and university will do the reimbursement in your US bank account against living, meals, books. Living can be on campus, off campus. University doesn't have any say on it. But yes, you can claim all the amount which you require from the university. This will save a lot of money on forex. Think about it. Though we have global servicing capabilities, you can do the repayments from any part of the world. And this is the best part. Like we build US credit history for the students who do timely repayments with us. So we have seen a data that our students making their FICO score is the US credit score, to the full potential in just 1 year of their repayments. So let's say once I'm completing my first year of the program, I'll be completely ready with my FICO score. Then I can go out to the US banks, local banks, and take a loan at 6 7% ROI. That is also a possibility. I've seen so many students doing that now because they have FICO, they can have access towards other credit options in the local credit options in the US. So that's the great part that you can avail. Also, we provide support in finding your jobs and internships through our Path to Success program, which is quite a new innovation that we have done for our students. So, as soon as you accept our loan offer, you get an eligibility to access all three services like visa, financial, and career. So, in visa services, we offer, as I said, that a free support letter to you. Also, we prepare you for your visa of interviews. We give you some content to study so that you can study that content and you will be aware that what actually is expected in that particular interview. If you want one-on-one mock sessions former with our partner who is a former visa consulate officer in the US, you can also have a mock session with them, but that is a bit chargeable, but rest of the things are free. The content and the support letter piece. Also, financial service, we offer a bank account in partnership with Zolve and credit card to you guys. Uh, so before going to the US, you're all sorted with your credit card and bank account. Also, we'll start building your credit history out there. Career is the uh, quite a thing which you will be looking at in your journey abroad. Definitely, if you are traveling abroad, spending so much money, you don't want to come back just like that, right? Just completing the program and coming back to India again or the home country probably. So many of the students, they tend to stay there in that particular country. So we are now providing or helping students to find internships and jobs uh, while studying in the school for their programs. So also we help you to prepare your resumes. We help you to prepare you for the visa, this job interviews also. So all these services are absolutely free of cost that we provide. So as I said, Empower is not only the lender. We help you to build your credit scores. We help you for visa services, financial services, career services, also the lending part without any collateral and cosigner. So we have seen like there was a hike in getting the visa to the students by more 25% when they studied our content uh, with respect to visa interviews. And 75% of the students who had no credit score in the US, they had prime credit score after 12 months in the US. So as per the data available in on open doors, only 3% jobs are available for F1 visa holders who are traveling to the US. So you need to figure out which all jobs are there for you. So out of 100, only 3 jobs are there for F1. So applying to a right job at the right time is quite important. On this scale, we help you in the first year for internships, second year again for internships, and 6 months before graduation for your final jobs. So this is how our platform looks like, wherein you can track your job applications. You can see the job applications from different countries, including small, medium enterprises. So you will have an access towards this premium platform for around a year for free. Yep. So that's the interesting and let's say one of the closure part of this presentation, guys. So we don't believe in surprises later. So there are lenders who offer variable interest rate, which is called as floating interest rate. So that can go high and down. But considering India is a inflating country, or mostly Southeast Asia is all inflation happening all across. So if they offer you a loan at let's say 11.5 at the moment, higher chances that you will pay 14, 14 and a half in coming years. So Empower is always fixed in nature. This will not go up in the lifetime of your loan. Our interest rate starts from 12.99%, and we give a fair discount of 0.25% when you link for an auto pay option. We charge 5% origination fee. Like this is quite a new concept. So Indian lenders, what they do is generally they charge processing fee, forex charges, health insurances, loan insurances, TDS, TCS, stamps, so many charges all across. We don't charge any of such instances. We only charge one origination fee of 5%. That is on the disbursed amount, not on the entire approval. Also, that is not upfront. This will also get added on your loan amount. So let's say if you are withdrawing 10K, it will become 10.05K. I mean 10,500 dollars, and you have 10 years to pay that. So if you add up all both the rates like 12.74 and 5%, it will come to 13.72, which is an APR. APR concept is all inclusive rate of that particular lender. So annual percentage rate of Empower is 13.72 minimum, and it's always advisable for you all, if irrespective Empower wherever you are taking loans from, it's always advisable to check the lender's APR, because Indian lenders doesn't showcase that, and you end up paying more because lack of knowledge or lack of awareness from that particular lender. So here
So,
is a decent, yeah.
Harshad, speaking of APR, right? So, maybe a lot of or viewers are pretty new to the concept itself because they wouldn't have dealt with loans, and they're mostly students. So, could you tell them certain scenarios because of which the APR could go high, even if the interest rate is much lower?
That's right. Uh, Great. I would love to do that so that everybody have an idea uh, how that APR can fluctuate when they are going out for any of the loans, irrespective of education loan to go about. So we have prepared one slide uh, for this, considering Empower's APR versus Indian banks and NBFC's APR. How does that vary? So as I said, most of the Indian banks and NBFCs, they provide variable interest rate. As in, let's say you will get the sanction of 10.5%, but there is a spread all across at the bank's end of around 8% or 5%. So that means my interest rate can go up to 11 plus 5 or 11 up to 8. It can go up to 16 or it can go up to 18. Depends on the bank and my profile or the inflation considering in that country. Wherein Empower is fixed in nature. Here, to do apple to apple comparison, we have stated our interest rate is quite higher since the data is uh, basis on the different lenders considering the average scenarios. So let's say Empower offers a 13.99 interest rate and your benchmark and spread combined is 13.3 versus at the Indian lenders. Now Empower doesn't charge any forex. Indian lenders charge 2 to 3% forex charges. We don't charge any insurance, but Indian lenders charge insurance based on your profile and lender between 0.5 to 8%. As I said, we charge 5% origination fee, wherein Indian lenders and NBFCs charge 0.5 to 2% processing fee or origination fee, whatever they call it as. We also provide tax savings option in the US because you are taking a student loan in USD. When you are earning in USD, you will have tax rebates on it. Indian loans will not be able to help you out for tax rebates in the US. So if I calculate all the cost here, like variable, benchmark plus spread, forex, insurance, processing fee, application charges, if I add all these charges, it will come up to 17.08 as a all inclusive rate. So this is how you calculate an APR. Whatever interest rate is being levied on your loan, considering every stage which you are in. So if you add up the total of those percentages, that will lead you to the APR. And Empower's APR on the higher side is 15.01. So there is a gap of around 2% that you will find in Indian lenders versus Empower. Wherein at Indian lenders, you will have to give your parents documents, CIBIL scores, they'll check off your parents. Also, they might look for a property of the loan amount or 1.5 times of the loan amount. So it's always advisable to choose the lender very wisely. Maybe Indian lenders can be more helpful to you, or maybe Empower can help you out more for better financing options all across. But it's always advisable to check what is the APR of that lender so that no surprises will come in later. That I got the interest rate of 11, but I'm paying at the ROI of 16 or 15 at the moment. So you can plan better with respect to all your repayments which you are doing in your life for next 10 years, because education loan is not for 1 year or 2 years. We are talking about a longer duration in time. So choose wisely about it. Alrighty. So as I said, it's quite easy process. 15 to 20 minutes will take, and Nebula has a beautiful team who can support you all for your Empower loan application processes. You can reach out to them with respect to all your queries and doubts which you may come across while filling up the application forms. Also, there is one link that Nebula team will share it with you so that you will be eligible for that $200 cashback option along with the attendance sheet. So it we hardly takes 30 seconds to check the eligibility, and generally it takes around 15 to 20 minutes to complete the application process by filling up the basic info about yourself, school, financial information, and your documentation. We require only 4 documents uh, on the simpler side, which is passport, Aadhaar for Indians, or it can be home country address proof, I would say, or it can be your admit letter and resume. That's all. These 4 documents we require, and you are done. So once you submit your loan application, you'll get the conditional offer right there, like how much amount you can withdraw from Empower. You'll get the conditional offer right there after 20 minutes. So here are some comments on Trustpilot about Empower. Trustpilot is a company who does unbiased rating of the companies based on the customers, based on Empower's customer. So Empower, I'll just read one. Empower Financing are empowering dreams. That's so true, guys. You can be one of them who will be writing Trustpilot reviews going forward. So the last part, who all are eligible for Empower loans? You should be visiting Empower school out of 430 universities, and you should be in last 2 years of your graduation. We only fund last 2 years of graduation. Before that, you will have to fund it on your own, or Nebula is an expert toward that who can help you out to explore that funding option as well. So, guys, reach out to Nebula, look for an application form link, and seek their help to start up your application forms so that you are eligible for the offer as well. Also, it's never too late to get the financing options for fall 24 also. We are still approving fall 24 applications, and it's the right time to start spring 25 applications also. So that is all from my end. I would want to like if we have any questions
We
around.
do. In the chat box, I can see a lot of questions. They'll be visible to you too, by the way. And first of all, thanks. That was a very detailed explanation, and it would have given pretty much, a good amount of clarity to everybody. And I think about the path to success program in itself, we did not talk much in detail. Do you want to add something, or do you want to take it up with one of the questions?
We can. I think Path to Success program is a program that we started early 2024, this year only. After
Mhm.
getting so many feedbacks from our students that if you can provide us support in finding our internships and jobs in the US or Canada, or if you can help out us to prepare for visa interviews as well. So we curated this product to help students more, because our ROI, return on investment, is totally when student is being successful in the interviews. So, so after curating this product, the path to success, every student have an access towards this program when they accept our loan offer. So as soon as they accept a loan offer, they'll have some communications from our team that you are eligible to avail these services. Visa services, as in, will give them a letter to support them as a funding document proof in front of visa consulate officers.
Um, Harshit, I think your mic, you might want to push it up a little because your voice is breaking. Yeah,
Is it better now?
much better.
Thanks. So, yes, the first is for visa services, we provide the letter for free to the students so that they can get their I-20s and do the further formalities for visa documentations freely. Second, if they are stuck and confused what is expected in the visa interviews, so we have a eight unit comprehensive document or course, I would say, which is designed by former visa consulate officers. So that content will be, they can access actually for free, and they will be aware once they go through that content that what exactly is being expected in that particular interview. That maybe consulate officer can ask how you manage to pay your loans, or how you will be paying, will you be staying in the US after the program, or you'll be coming back to the home country after taking this loan. So there can be multiple questions that the visa consulate officer is expecting from the student. So we'll try to help students so that they are aware what is expected in those interviews, and they can crack those interviews very easily. We have seen a growth of 25% as compared to last year, wherein students are finding success in getting their visas through Empower. And the best is, I think there is no one in the US and Canada for which they can look for a support towards finding jobs and internships. They are on their own. Even college doesn't offer campus placements like India. So they need to go to find some networking fairs wherein they can build their employer network, or they can attend some webinars. Through that, I think most of the students are getting placed. But also, now they can take support from Empower through our portal. We'll help them to prepare them for their resumes, for the interviews, also the right internship and job with respect to their profile and domain. So all assistance will be given to the students when they are in the US and Canada, so that they will not feel that they are on their own. They have someone to look for. And yes, that's about it. Financing, we have talked enough about financing, that they have no collateral, no cosigner loans, US credit history building, which is quite important. No upfront charges at all. Students do the repayments once they are in the US. When they are in their home country, they pay nothing, zero amount to Empower till the time they are landing in the US or Canada. So I
I
think
think
they will have much more understanding about P2S now.
yeah, yeah. So I have my own question, Harshit, before we go to the audience questions,
Mhm.
because even when I talk to students, right, one of the things that a lot of students get a little finicky about, or something that daunts them, is the simple interest payments. While I don't think, when we talk to international students, the kind of money they make via part-time jobs and the kind of support they have, it's not that big of a deal. But students who don't know about that yet still find it a little daunting. So do you want to talk about some stats of how your current students are repaying their simple interest, how it's going, and how it's not that daunting, it's not as scary as they think it is?
Correct. Great. Yeah, this is a very genuine concern that most of the students raise actually to us, honestly. So great that you took that up, Satta. Thanks. So how they can manage is, let's say before going to the US, they are saving a lot of money in their pocket. They are not paying anything like forex, processing fee, loan insurance, health insurance, TDS, TCS, or any stamp duties that bank charges. So around 5 to 6 lakh of rupees they save on it. So that can also be utilized to do in school payments initially for first 2 3 months during their studies. Since I know that it's very difficult to find internship right from day one when you're landing in the US. Also, though we are helping students to find internships, and second possibility can be once they are settled up in the US after 3 4 months, uh, they might have to use their own funds initially, which will be quite less, honestly. On 10K, $10,000 disbursement, they might pay around $106, $103 every month. And minimum part-time jobs or in-school jobs that they get is $300 every month. So they'll be left around with quite a decent money after paying in school payments also. Also, there can be a possibility wherein they actually require, let's say, $30,000 to complete that semester. They can take $35,000 from Empower, and they can use that amount, the access amount, to pay the in school payments. And paying in school payment will result them to help in two ways. One is credit history building in the US. Second, compounding will not happen. Compounding, as in, if I don't charge anything right now, I'll add that amount to the principal amount, and later they'll pay interest on the interest amount. So we are actually helping students not to pay extra, but pay right, so that your repayment habit will also get developed, and you are ready with your FICO scores, and you can live your easier life in the US. Without FICO score, I mean the credit score, US credit score, you cannot rent an apartment, car, or bike. And there are some states wherein you need to rent a car or bike to travel, because the transportation is not very great in those states. So this will help them to actually, or this will motivate them to pay in school payments, honestly. Also, in their hard times, they can reach out to Empower, and we'll try to figure out some more options for them in case they are not able to pay in school payments in time.
All right, makes sense. So let's quickly jump into the audience questions. We can take up only few questions in the interest of time.
Yeah.
Let's take up the questions that most people have asked. So Bhimesh has a question. What if I'm unable to pay the interest on for certain months? Will there be any consequences, or is there any provision for that?
Yeah. uh, it's not advisable, Bimesh, honestly, to not pay the EMIs. This might hit your score in the US, like the CIBIL score we have in India, and if we don't pay the EMIs, we get a hit on our CIBIL. That's right. But if there is a hardship that you are coming across while studying or while doing the repayments in the US or Canada, you can always reach out to us prior to it, and we'll figure out a way for you how you can manage, or you can do some part payment of it, so that your score will not get hit on it. We'll figure out some options for you. Do not worry about it. Just let us know beforehand only that you're finding some troubles in doing the repayments. How can you guys help me now? So we'll definitely
That's
help you.
That's really helpful, actually. I mean, not a lot of loan providers do that. I mean, they don't
Yeah,
care. Yeah, that's
yeah.
very helpful, actually.
So that's
Anup has
how
a
our
question.
the one
Mhm,
more
mhm,
thing piece, Sadhna. Our founder was rated number one again as an entrepreneur by EY this year. So
mhm.
these are the values that we get from our founder since he was a international student. And there was a piece in his life and he started this company was like his friend had to drop out from a school because he didn't have $500 in his pocket at that point in time. So that hit him hard. He started this company, and here we are now. So it's
That's very
totally
interesting.
student driven organization that we are.
That's very interesting, and it's really nice to see you all do this work. So, moving on to the next question, Anu has a question: does Empower offer any special loan programs for specific fields of study, like STEM or business programs?
Mhm. Great question. Yes, we cover mostly we cover every degree programs in the US and
I think
Canada,
what
like all
he means
degree
to ask
programs.
is I think what he means to ask is, since the programs are like STEM or highly skilled business programs, is there any
Yeah.
rebate on the interest, or is there any
Oh, is that it?
concession, something of that
So
sort?
yes, we offer a generous discount of 0.25% when you link your bank account for auto pay options at Empower. But irrespective of your program and the university, interest rates will be similar for every student, since every student is same for us. And yes, STEM programs are likelihood is very high to get an approval of the maximum amount ASAP, since they have higher OPT in the US.
All
But
right.
we support every degree program. We have supported dance program also.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And Bhimesh has another question. He says, would my marks have any effect on the likelihood of getting a loan?
Nope, not at all. Your previous education doesn't make any impact on your loan application process. Your future education that you'll be doing in the US or Canada, that will be an impact in the credit decisioning options. So which school you are going to, how much money you can make post graduation, that is the key part on which we do our credit decisioning, the future and earning potential of the student. So your previous education will not be a decision factor in the loan application journey. Will not ask your 12th grad marks.
All right. And Suram has a question. She says, it would be great if you let me know, are there any penalties for early repayment or transferring my loan?
Nope, not at all. You
Mhm.
can close your
No
loan anytime you
forfeitures,
want. So we don't leave any charges on pre-closing. Pre-closing. I think I've mentioned this while discussing, but nevertheless, yes, we don't charge anything. You can close your loan anytime you want. Zero charges, 0 rupees or dollars charges on it.
all right. And Abhilash is asking if his parents' CIBIL score affect his loan, but during the discussion, you again mentioned that it does not matter. So we have already reached 6:45, which is like the end of the session. So any more questions you all have, you can just start a quest on Nebula instead of putting it on the group. Or you can also put it in the discussions of the Nebula talk. I'm pretty sure Harshit or one of the people from our team will be very happy to answer these questions on the group itself. Or if you start a quest again, you will be notified every time anybody answers that question. So for all of you that are viewing the session, we are really sorry we have reached the end of the session. So we'll have to take up the other questions later. We will now be sharing a Google form, which is your attendance sheet for you to fill. Post which you will become eligible for a $200 flat cashback on your loan amount, and also opens your opportunities to $1,500 worth application fee waivers and free end-to-end study abroad assistance. So that's about it. And coming back to Harshit, do you have any closing remarks?
Yep. Thanks so much, Sadhna, for organizing this wonderful session. It's always great to collaborate with Nebula and help students out there. So thanks for having us. Cheers. Ciao.
Thank you for taking the time out, Harshit. It was a very insightful session. It's always lovely to have a conversation with everybody from your team, and we hope that all the students that have attended the session have gotten a comprehensive understanding of how Empower can change the trajectory of their education funding and benefit them in multiple ways. So let's do this often. And thank you again. Thank you everybody for joining. It was really lovely having you all. Please find the form in the chat box. I will keep this session on for 2 more minutes for you all to copy the form link. So please copy the form link, fill that out, and thank you all for joining.
All right, guys. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. Thank you. One more minute, you all can copy the Google form link. And if you all have any questions about studying abroad, your study abroad financing, your accommodation, or your scholarships, your SOP, LOR, any service that's related to studying abroad or working abroad, feel free to drop me a DM and I will be there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Have a good evening and bye bye.